Hi, I'm Brent McKim, and I want to talk to you about why I am passionate about the role of JCTA President. First and foremost, I believe in the union. When I first started teaching, I was hired in a district that didn't have a strong union. In fact, the president was the daughter of the superintendent. And at the same time, my wife was hired in a district that did have a strong union. And every week we saw examples of the difference that made. I saw teachers constantly living in fear. I saw one teacher called to the principal's office, ask her building rep to go with her. And the building rep broke down crying, saying, "I know I should, but I'm just too scared." I saw how it was soul crushing for the teachers to work in that kind of environment. And that's why I left that school district. And it's a big reason that I came to the Jefferson County Public Schools, because I knew JCTA was a strong and effective union, and I knew how important that was. Second, I am passionate about the role of JCTA President because I believe in justice. I believe in fairness and equity. And whether that means standing up for our teachers of color to be sure they have the opportunities that they deserve and that they are not denied opportunities because of the color of their skin, that they are not evaluated unfairly because of the color of their skin, or whether it's standing up for our students of color to be sure that we have equitable discipline practices and we have equitable opportunities for academic programs and after school programs, regardless of what school they're at, and equitable funding, or whether it's standing up for members of our LGBTQ plus community to be sure that their sexual orientation, their gender identity, or their gender expression in no way impacts their employment or their evaluations. Or whether it's just standing up for a teacher who's being bullied by a principal on a power trip. None of that is possible unless we have a strong union and we are united together. And I know how important the role of JCTA President is in making that the case. And third, I'm well suited for this role, and I'm passionate about it because, frankly, I am weird and wonky, but in the right kind of way. I actually like reading the kind of detailed eye-crossing stuff like bill language or contract provisions when we're negotiating, and thinking about what are the implications of this? How could this be read differently by an administrator to try to take advantage of a teacher? The kind of things that make your eyes cross for any normal person. I am not normal, but in the right kind of way for this role. And I think it makes me very well suited for the role. But probably most importantly of all, I really believe in making a difference. And I think as human beings, the greatest opportunity that we can ever have is the chance to help make a difference for others. And in this role, I know I've done that many times. I think back many years ago when JCTA led the call to stand up to a governor that was cutting half of the funding out of public employee health insurance, not just for teachers, but every public employee in the entire state. And JCTA called for a statewide strike, and our state affiliate KEA backed us up on that. And we backed that governor down, and he restored all the cuts that were made, and $200 million more was added to the health insurance. And I have met people since then that have told me stories about how they believe that they would not have been able to keep health insurance for their child, and they didn't know if their child would even be here today if we had not all stood together. So I know how important this role is of JCTA President. And I believe I am the right person for that role. I'm the right person because I have the experience. It takes years to build the knowledge of how pensions work, how health insurance works, how bargaining works. I've been on every bargaining team since 1994. I have that history. These are things that take a long time to learn, and I have that experience. I have the knowledge. I understand the details of how the policy is made in Frankfurt. I understand the details of what an unfunded actuarial liability is for our pension system. And that's important, detailed knowledge that you need to be effective. And it takes years to get that knowledge and understanding. And I have the relationships. I have the relationships at the local level with school board members to be effective, with the superintendent and his team to be effective. And I have the relationships in Frankfurt that take years to build in order for us to have a powerful voice that's heard there. So for all of these reasons, I think I am ideally suited for the role, and I ask for that opportunity. And if I am fortunate enough to have another term in office, I want to use those 3 years to work on building the capacity of all of the leaders on the JCTA board and beyond, because I intend for this to be my last term in office. And at the end of this term, I hope that there will be multiple leaders in the association who feel like they have had the opportunities to engage with policymakers, to learn about how the process works, so that they feel like they are prepared to take over and lead, not just 1 or 2 people, but multiple people, so that we have a whole new cadre of talent for leadership in the association. And I hope you'll give me that opportunity to work on building our bench for the next term. I'm Brent McKim. I'm running for JCTA President, and I ask for your vote. Thank you very much.